take a look. What you were saying earlier about that beliefs thing. I scoff at that, B. I ain't gonna care with you. I scoff at that. Hey, take a look. You was talking about how far should the beliefs of US not matter in terms of the country or whatever, right? Because we are quote unquote a Christian nation, right? Yeah. First of all, my thing is, right, that's not good. I feel like it's not a good foundation for an argument. Because, bro, first of all, not everybody in the Bahamas. I'm not okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It was. First of all, to get this, not everyone in the Bahamas is Christian. Okay. Not everyone in the Bahamas is Christian. We have a bunch of different and we have a bunch of different people who believe in different things. You know, we got Rastas and all that stuff or whatever, right? So I feel like Catholic ethics Catholicism should not play a role and mix in with politics and business or whatever, right? Second of all, Catholicism is very corrupt in its history, though. I will care about you. I feel like
the Bahamas is Catholic.
Definitely.
The Bahamas is Protestant.
Yeah, is it?
It's Protestant, but we just have a lot of Catholic niggas.
Yeah, so we have a lot of Catholic councils, but it's a Protestant.
I don't know which denomination is the most prevalent in terms of Christianity in the Bahamas, but I'm pretty sure most of the churches here, the bigger population is Protestant, not Catholic. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 different Roman Catholic particular churches, but everything else is either Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal. And
I misspoke.
The reason we think that is because most of the private schools in the a lot of people that do a lot of things in the Bahamas, they get up and they get in the private schools because their parents have money, and all the private schools in the Bahamas happen to be Catholic schools. So you end up with a lot of people in the government who go on the path who are Catholic because they're going to Catholic schools and their parents Catholic. They send them to Catholic schools. Blah 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 blah. Loop loop loop.
No, I got you. I actually even misspoke when saying that anyway, because I didn't even mean to say Catholic. Yeah. I think I said Christian. I mean Christian. No, yeah, I meant to say Christian. I meant to say Christian or whatever. I didn't mean to say Catholic. But you say the loop or whatever. So I just said that. I said it by sheer habit. But anyway, I don't feel like that. I understand Christian morals and all that stuff is deemed as more popular in the Bahamas, but in my how I feel it shouldn't mix necessarily, bro. I'm not saying we should forego all of the foundations in the country in terms of how we should view things or what's not, but I feel like it should have a little bit less of an influence.
Yeah, so I feel like it should. It's 2020, babe.
It shouldn't mix, bro. It shouldn't mix. This ain't the old bro. Because I understand that the people who don't believe in Christianity or whatever have a lower population, but bro, it's like in America, bro. You don't ignore the minority. Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't ignore the minorities just because they're more. It still happens. But you shouldn't ignore the minorities because they're less in number. They should have their own voice too. So I feel like that's it's kind of a different idea, but the concept, at least, I feel like it's kind of similar.
Yeah. I think the ideology is flawed. As a Christian, so I think the ideology is flawed. I think we should be more utilitarian.
Anyway, even if someone as a politician or a businessman, let's focus on politics first. If someone as a politician happens to be Christian, you're in the position you're at right now because you took on this position to be a representative of a group of people. So how can your individual morals and ethics override the will of the people? If the people say that they want marijuana to be fully legal and they want niggas to be hitting it up every single where, every single point you go, and you happen to not like marijuana, that's not your decision.
Thank you. That's the cleaner way of what I was trying to say. Cause bro, it don't if everybody in the bro.
We're democracy.
Only people
democracy is supposed to be run by people.
The only people who don't want it are the older people who are more that's how they grew up and how they grew up or whatever. So they want to keep it the same, and they're the ones who run the country. So I feel like that's what's holding us back. I'm not saying holding us back, but I feel that's what's keeping that agenda back. But bro,
Yeah, I
They-
think
they so-
the
they
country
so
should be run by
hypocritical.
logic.
Because here's why they're so hypocritical, because they harm on stuff like marijuana and drugs and all that, and it's bad. It's a bad thing, and it's oh god, terrible.
yeah, exactly.
Why you think martial rape is still a thing and like niggas support it?
I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Like niggas say that if they want sex and their wife ain't want sex, it's up to the man because they have a marriage. So he obligated.
Yeah.
He obligated to
He
have
owns
sex.
some- he owns
Niggas
some-
say it.
That's rooted in the negative Christianity principles that are being instituted, that are being taught to the different men that grew up in the church.
Exactly.
That's
You have
being
control
communicated
over your
by
wife's body.
other niggas in the patriarchy that are talking down these men and saying, hey, your wife took an oath to be subservient to you. You shouldn't let us say a single thing to you.
Exactly,
If you want to sound,
exactly.
you better whoop her and tell her, make you sound. That's
Facts.
simple like work.
Facts.
Yeah,
No
but-
facts. That's
And
facts.
then just
That's
like picking pieces of the Bible. You're supposed to be subservient to like each other.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Facts.
like you can't just
Facts.
take the half of the piece with of the pie you want.
They keep
Facts.
talking about you shouldn't be judging other people, but tell me how many ladies, older women, have you seen in church consistently talking bad about other women or other people in the church?
Wait, facts.
Wait, I ain't like all the people is like the pick and choose, because like
They pick and choose what they want to follow.
It's like honor thy mother and thy father, but the second line is don't provoke your children at the same time. But it's like they it's like try and force feed what they want to benefit them instead of just being a full Christian. And it's like annoying, dog.
Yeah.
It ain't healthy.
Just going to a different topic. Nah.
Yeah,
no.
so marijuana this, marijuana that, but they can launder all the drug money they want.
Wait,
We ain't talking about the problems in the Bahamas.
That is
It's part of the problem.
This is part of the
Facts.
problem.
No, that is about. Wait,
This is
it
part
ain't.
of the problem.
It ain't objective. Everything is very, very subjective or whatever.
Okay,
It's
so
not-
what y'all saying is we should denounce being a Christian nation.
I think we should.
I
I don't think that should be our label. I think
I-
we should
I-
be the nation that reasons things out and like finds the logical solutions to our
I
problems.
think it was very bad when the leader of our nation proclaimed the entire country to be a Christian country, especially when, like Tito say, this is not a theocracy. This is democratic monarchy, which I think is stupid, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
No,
That's
no, we can talk about that. We can talk about that.
No, let's not talk about that right now. Let's not talk about that right now. This is a democratic monarchy where a good portion of the populace happens to either proclaim being a part of the Christian faith or they happen to grow up in a church or similar institution. That's it. That's it. We're not a Christian nation.
Yeah, exactly. But and especially with the way things going today, where like demographics make a huge role on how you on society today, bro. I feel like making that type of label on a country. Boy, what? I feel like that like where the world going, bro. Like where the world going? Cause like you out they really trying to crack down, especially in America, on like they want to, but like they trying to crack down like marginalizing like putting people in different like categories and groups or whatever and treating them a certain kind of way. I feel like you label a country as Christian, like that's like I feel like that spells out a bunch of different like not progressive things, but I
Like
can't even
conservative
explain it.
ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we should be the countries with doing the best are the progressive countries.
Exactly.
And it's hard to be progressive when you have like a standard set of laws, like one in like a religion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, progressive like is ever progressive is like you constant change. You like progressing towards something. Conservative is you keep the rules that are set in place.
Yeah.
So you can't be progressive and you can't be Christian nation at the same time.
China is the second largest economy in the world, and they ain't as progressive as the U.S.
That was for years though. That ain't just happened.
And that's because they changed a lot of things. China has been changing a lot over the last 2 decades. When they started changing is when they started to rule the world.
China isn't as progressive culturally and like belief-wise as other countries. That's what I mean.
But they don't have...
China changed, right? Like they went from like anti-globalist to globalist.
No,
that's a fundamental change in the way how they do business.
We talking about
and that's how they succeed.
Beliefs, though. So aren't we talking about religious beliefs?
No, we ain't talking about the beliefs. We talking about how the beliefs guide, like the way how the country moves.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We ain't like
progressive though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, the constant change. They constantly changing. So they are progressive. Like they constantly changing towards like, you know, more. They become more of a free market. Like China is a free market. China has a free market economy.
But Tito, we in the context of religion, right? We talking in the context of religion, right? I just want to make sure we understand it. We talking about the context of religion.
Like kind of.
Right?
I mean, we're still talking about politics. We're talking about how politics relate to guide our country, and we saying
we're talking about how religion guides our country, right?
I mean, religion. My bad. Sorry, religion guides our country's politics, and we're saying that in China, that's not the case.
Yeah,
that's not the case.
Like
in China.
I just want to say it's like hard to be a progressive nation and like strictly religious nation at the same time. Like the most popular, the biggest like they call themselves a theocracy place is Saudi Arabia right now. I think they have like a monarch and stuff, and like everyone like they under Sharia law and like you know, they Muslim and like they doing like okay. Right?
Yeah, but
they ain't doing the best. Like they could, do better. I don't want to say bad things, but yeah, like they could do better. Like if they would just be more progressive and let women do stuff and
Didn't they just start letting women drive?
Yeah, they're doing progressive things, and when you do progressive things, the society starts to reap the benefits of that.
And do you know how bad it is to keep half of your population feeling like they're stupid or
exactly.
That does not help to do wonders for your country.
That's not progressive.
Yeah, progressive nations like a some parts of America are really conservative and they are like really like guided by religion, and they don't teach like evolution. They don't teach evolution and that's a very conservative thing. Like they keeping the things that they thought was right, but the progressive thing was to be able to teach evolution, teach the Big Bang Theory, teach like all these progressive things,
introduce new things.
I wonder if I believe in that. I believe in
that. Hold on.
You believe in what? Evolution?
Let me ask you a more direct
Careful,
question.
Hold on, stop. Stop talking. I want to hear you. I want to hear you nice and clear.
I was thinking to myself while I was talking about evolution, I was like, I wonder if I believe in this. Dude, I was like, I believe natural selection happens. So I was like, yeah, evolution could work.
So
thank you.
Terrible take.
So are you on our side now? Are you on our side now?
Terrible take.
On your side. I was never on a side to begin with. Do
you agree?
I don't disagree.
That was my next. Okay, because that's what I was going to ask you. I was like, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Conservative places in America, like Tito say, they don't believe in certain aspects of science because they believe it directly contradicts what's written in the Bible or what the religion stands for. And for some Christians in different parts of the world, evolution is a direct counterpoint to the creation theory that God made everything in the world. Some people don't necessarily believe that the world just came to be 4,000, 6,000 years ago.
Wait,
right?
see.
Even though there's evidence that would directly correlate to saying that this thing I'm holding right here existed for more than 1 million.
It's just a rock. We can top and date stuff.
Wait. If y'all want my views on religion, check out our religion video on Eastside Podcast.
Yes. The plug.
Yes.
I see you.
Yes, but when it comes to that, like, bro, I feel like just offer share like you were saying, share the notion, share like contradictory because it contradicts they believe it contradicts what they trying to say. They just shut it out. They completely ignore it. Very conservative thing to do. Very conservative thing.
Yeah, but like that's my main point. Like you can't be, because religion has strict laws that's supposed to like stay in place. You have this doctrine, but you can't do that and also be a nation because your laws need to change. Like you need to free the slaves. You need to let Black people and white people vote. Black people and women vote. You need to change things. You need to legalize weed. You need to like do stuff.
Tito, I was just about to say that. I feel like that creates so much. I feel like that would help our economy out so much more.
Yeah,
I feel like that help.
Can we even grow weed? Like,
Yes.
we could.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can definitely grow
Yes,
it.
we could definitely do that.
You don't need to worry about climate.
We could do that. We could do
It's
that.
so simple. They're so simple to establish various greenhouses all around the nation, or just like if every farm in the Bahamas had at least one decent sized greenhouse, you could easily establish a hemp and marijuana industry.
Yeah,
and hemp
like-
and marijuana are very two different plants because hemp could be used for a variety of things.
Yeah, variety of things, and then you can't get high off of it and stuff.
And marijuana in and of itself for its medical benefits for these other people that believe in bush medicine. If they can believe in bush medicine, I don't see why you can't.
No, but hey, guess what? The Bible say bad herb make people feel loosey. So no.
I'm pretty sure marijuana was mentioned in the Bible. I feel like somewhere marijuana was mentioned in the Bible. I have to look.
Marijuana was mentioned.
Marijuana or something similar to marijuana was mentioned in the Bible.
No, but like Fox though. I feel like it's those type of ideals that's holding. Like, I'm not saying that's like, oh, that's a major issue the Bahamas is facing right now, and that's why we can't change. But I'm saying that definitely plays a role in how the status of our country and where it will be going in the next 20 years.
Yeah,
we never really answered that question. You know, where we think the Bahamas will be in the next
that's
20
the
years.
point. I think
all these topics build up to the.
That is true.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Okay. Well, we should go from left to right and say or some.
One more thing. I feel like we could end it on that, eh? Can we end it on that? Yeah,
we probably can end it on. No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We can end it on that. I'm saying you can't say what you want to say though.
Yeah.
Before we do that.
Back to the Nielsen point about how we is a monarchy, and I don't understand it still because it don't make sense to me. But I mean.
So, the Queen is technically the head of state, but
But-
it's an
but
empty
yeah.
figure. Empty figure, no power. She can't do anything. She can't just walk up an
She
island.
actually could do stuff, right? But she chooses
Like
not
what?
to do stuff
Like
because like things like controlling like laws, like like how when we try to like kill someone for capital punishment and it goes to like you have to go to the Brits and to their privy council and stuff.
In the judicial system, there is I think the top of the court, Senate. I think after it goes past the court,
It goes to privy council. Yeah.
The government
She could control our laws and
still
stuff.
have to sign off on stuff, and he kind of represents the Queen.
Yeah. So if the Queen tell the government general to like not,
I don't think the
do
Queen has the
something.
power to tell the governor general. From
Yes,
my
she's his
recollection
representative.
of social studies, if the only thing the government general could do is when he gets a law and he reads it, he could send it back to the Senate and say, you need to revise this. But he can do that X number of times before he is actually forced to sign that law into power. But but the Queen can't tell him you can't sign it. I'm pretty sure to my recollection that's his duty. The governor general has to sign stuff into power. He doesn't listen to anyone else. It's just another empty figure that happens to get paid a 6-figure salary to wave their hand and sign a piece of paper.
Y'all better go back to the Bahamas and fix it, boy. Y'all have a lot of stuff to say.
The only way to fix the Bahamas is to be a politician and then not get corrupt somehow.
I was just about to say,
how do you do that?
I think it'd be
the only people. Boy, money talks, B, and the only way the money talks, B.
I have to dedicate the rest of my life to being in one of the party systems and working my way up the ladder to even get remotely close to having the other people hear my voice. Because it doesn't matter how much sense or intelligence I possess. Because if I'm not working my way into that party system, even if I'm holding rallies and I'm talking to the people of my community and on a nationwide scale, that's not going to help to facilitate.
You ain't good.
You need to somehow not get dirty through all that.
Wait, you ain't gonna create you ain't gonna create opportunities for us to be able to do that stuff. No matter you can learn it, you can learn everything in your field or whatever. If you don't have no environment to apply it, you can't really do that. You can't really help the country out.
So my question,
or whatever. Someone has to get into the politicians, the political system to be able to make things like that. When they open the gateway, everybody else who have mastered their knowledge in different fields can apply.
One thing my dad told me when I was asking him, why is it you don't want to vote for anyone else of a different political party? And he said, they don't have any experience. And I said to him, how do you know they don't have any experience? And he's like, well, they haven't worked under so and so, or they haven't seen any type of demonstration that they have worked alongside or shadowed someone to learn enough to be able to do something. So a lot of I from that, I know it's not good to use him as the tokenize for the rest of the old people, but I would like to think that that's how all the other old
Yeah,
people
I hear niggas say that before.
That's
Wait,
how they think.
and that's
They
like the
don't
biggest
think-
that's the biggest fallacy. Because why do you need experience?
Hey,
Why do you need
we was
experience?
talking about this on I saw it. You and
Why do you
Sweetie
need
talking
experience?
about this on Twitter like
Yeah,
a couple
wait.
months back.
Why
Bro,
do you need
that
experience for the
don't
government?
make no sense, bro.
Like,
That
wait.
don't make
The only
no
thing I
sense.
can get behind is maybe you introduce some type of apprenticeship or shadowing system where someone works directly with another politician. So they don't necessarily share the same position, right? But they collaborate with one another, they discuss with one another. This is the issue that's brought forward, or this is the bill that's about to be passed. Let's read this over and make sure that we're not having that issue. And if you can demonstrate that to the people, that my 25-year-old self is working with so-and-so 25 years old on specifically political related issues, I feel like you can slowly acclimate the larger demographic or the older demographic of the Bahamas to uplifting younger people being in office.
Yeah, man. Like
Wait,
this scene rocket science, this scene like no accountant, like you don't need no what's something that you can't do in like political science being a politician that you would need like years of experience to be able to do?
I hear
Like,
Exactly.
You just need to know how to think things through and talk to people properly.
Critical thinking, problem solving, the ability to read, clear-cut communication, and representing your people are like the key core values, I think, of every politician.
Yeah,
I
need experience, man.
I'm not taking a single political science class, but that's essentially what I believe. I feel like
I will say, those are called values, but I really think Tito oversimplified things because I'm an oversimplifier. So I look at it and oversimplify it automatically. So I can tell.
No, it ain't that simple. It ain't that simple. But it is
actually
that
complex things in it.
Yeah,
it is that simple, but it ain't that simple at the same time.
Like,
bro, if I have the qualifications or what's not, I've been to school, yada yada yada. I'm well versed in the terminologies, the fields, and all that stuff. Experience shouldn't keep me from being a good candidate, bro. Like, you feel me? I was like, there should be some like you saying apprenticeship or like some sort of way where like you shadow people or whatever. But that shouldn't take.
And you know they realize like they have a board anyway. They have like people like. They have what they call like advisors anyway. Like ministers, they have advisors anyway. People advising them. So why you need to vote this corrupt nigga with experience? Why do you need that? Why do you need someone have experience? If you have like a bunch of advisors, dog.
Once you've been in the game that long, boy, I feel like once you're in the game till you like. Once you're in the game and you like and politics, whatever, and you like 60 or something, you know your time coming soon, dog. You're just doing whatever works for you. You feel me?
Oh yeah,
like
we need term limits. We need term limits in the Bahamas.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That should be a thing, bro.
Does anyone remember like a couple years ago, last election or so when like some of those young people got elected? They were like 35, 36, whatever, and then eventually they had to like resign from the position that was given them because of the pressure that the older people in government were putting on them. I think I can't remember the one person's name, but he had to resign from. You still remember Parliament?
Travis, my boy.
He was given a job title, and under that job title was a condition that if the prime minister voted on this particular issue, everyone else had to vote the same way as the prime minister without any type of discussion or anything. And that just doesn't make sense to me. Why does like if the prime minister said, okay, we're gonna bomb half the island and I'm signing off on this, everyone else has to sign it. And you're like, I don't think that makes sense. Like because of HM's position, he had to do that. I think that is political bullying.
That's garbage.
That is political bullying.
We should do some
garbage, bro.
We should do nuclear, like we should build a nuclear factory on Anagua. Yeah. Yeah, like somewhere far away. Get some energy. That's the best energy source we have on Earth,
Wait, nuclear. Wait.
Yeah.
Nuclear energy.
I'm very much against nuclear energy. I hate nuclear energy. I think.
But use a chemical engineer.
Yeah, and you want to hear why I think? You want to hear why nuclear energy is stupid?
Yeah.
In the Bahamas, we have an abundance of sunshine. I think what we get maybe 5 prime hours of sunlight each day, almost year round, without any type of clouds or other type of weather phenomenon blocking that ability. If we were to introduce rooftop solar, not even solar farms, if we were to introduce rooftop solar across the island, especially considering the electrical demand of individual households, you wouldn't need to have blackouts and load shedding going on. And in terms of nuclear power, you have to start importing uranium. You have to start considering, where am I going to do
Radiation. Radiation.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what
the
I'm saying.
waste.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we would have to
Radiation,
build a
bro.
really
Radiation, bro.
deep hole, and we don't have that much space under us to build a really deep
And you
hole.
also need to consider the fact that, where are we going to put this? Because if we dig a deep hole,
They're
that
gonna
might
reach water.
impact the water table. And if
Yeah.
that radiation starts leaking into the water, you know what's going to happen? The same type of foolishness that's going to happen if it spills, except it's going to be...
It's gonna be irreversible.
More
Okay, you said
Gonna
what
bikini
you
bottom
said what I
under
was
there.
gonna say. Yo, watch, because I was gonna say who brought up nuclear energy?
Oh, it was
Bro,
me.
that was-
I
that
just
was
think
you?
about energy
That was you?
sources.
That's the first thing I thought of when you said that. I was like,
Oh my God.
radiation? I was like, wait.
Yeah,
I
really.
was like, I get.
That's,
like,
I was trying to say
living
Nago
the
because that's
way,
kind of
Nago.
far. That probably ain't far enough.
So and the fact of the matter is, if a nuclear what's it called, breakdown,
A breakdown.
breakdown, it's not breakdown, what's it called?
Chernobyl thing. I forget what it's called.
Meltdown.
Meltdown. Yes.
Sorry, that's
Meltdown.
the
Oh yeah, we
meltdown
done.
happens.
We over.
We
Yeah,
dead?
we.
There's
As a nation. That's
There's
it.
a safety phenomenon where, like, you need to have a nuclear reactor facility a certain miles away from any type of
Civilization.
so that if a meltdown happens, people can safely escape the area. And in Nago, that's like the
Nah,
whole
it's not
island
it.
gets swallowed, bro.
That's what I
Nuclear
said, bro.
fallout, the whole island's getting swallowed.
It's true.
Wait,
Yeah. I mean, they get hit with a hurricane every year. I think really get a little fallout.
And if you think about it, nuclear reactors supply such a large amount of power that it doesn't even make sense trying to build a small scale nuclear reactor facility on a farm.
It's kind of counterproductive.
Supplied by solar panels.
That's
And
true.
you
We would
can't-
probably
you
have to
can't
build
put
on like
a big island either.
closer to NASA.
Yeah.
You can't put,
Yeah.
you can't put on a big island either because, like I said, that nuclear fallout, all that's off.
All the civilization gone, B.
I
mean,
what?
But like the risk of nuclear fallout is like a single-digit %. Eh? Like
Wait,
it's pretty
if
low.
you want Bahamians to operate that mine, if you want
I
Bahamians
just trying to create some
operate-
new jobs, so I just trying to create some new jobs.
No,
And
no,
wait,
I feel you.
You can create some new jobs, but
I
then
mean, it's
why would you resort to
That's kind of
alternate
extreme,
energy
though. That's
system
kind of
it is pretty
that
extreme.
needs
Yeah.
a lot more maintenance as opposed to something that can be a lot more passive where you can have
Probably
something
super-
come through to service and clean solar cells
Yeah.
instead of having to run a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, solar power would probably be like a lot better than nuclear. And the
Right.
biggest problem with nuclear like power is the nuclear waste because we can't dig low enough to bury it. Yeah.
No, we hit
Yeah.
we hit the water.
Yeah, because we just a bunch of sand and water. Eh?
Can you imagine ships coming and carrying uranium and you right next to it? And you're
Oh,
like, what's in
that's
this
the
crate?
biggest problem too.
You in this crate and you're like, what's this uranium? And you're like, huh? You
Wait,
tell me
dog.
there's uranium? Can you imagine uranium
Wait,
right next to your bananas? Can you imagine uranium right next to your bananas?
Yeah.
Wait, no, and a lot of people don't know about that stuff, though. A lot of people just don't know about this stuff, though, bro. That just really mess you up, dog. That'll really mess you up. That's why I say, bro, nuclear. I don't know, bro. Nuclear power is not the move. But anyway,
How would like wave power work?
Wave power? So wave power is relatively new. There's a couple different technologies and stuff. And so the way some forms of wave power work is like you have a turbine out in the ocean, right? And so as the waves are going up and down, it moves a mechanical piece of machinery within it. So as that's moving, that's generating the electricity that either gets stored in the turbine or it gets sent back to shore facility to be redistributed. And then tidal power works where there's a couple of different ways. It works where once the tide starts to rise, it's going past these blades of a turbine.
Oh, to make it turn.
And it makes a turn. And so then as the tides are rising or as it's coming into the shoreline, it's turning that turbine, generating electricity. And then when tide starts to get low, there's a little gate that keeps the water on the inside. And then you slowly release it when you close the
which
gate,
causes the
so
turn again.
So it turns it.
Oh, so just using the displacement there.
Yeah.
Displacement power.
That's cool.
So why we don't need, so we have like 3 ways to make power. Even if solar energy isn't enough, then we still have the other 2. And like all 3 of them could come together, we could get some power and we could like throw
no funding.
People think about changing the energy industry because a lot of people or a lot of politicians and business pockets are lined by people that provide energy. How many businesses do you think, or how many politicians do you think have a stake in BPL, in this oil thing? Why do you think they're trying to push this so hard?
Yeah, because oil, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Brave Davis say we want eco-friendly oil.
Economically friendly oil.
You know, I add him on Twitter and I said, please explain to me. He hasn't responded to me yet.
Wait, dog. He's such a floppy nigga, babe. Like, what is his stance? What is his stance on anything? What is his stance?
What did he study? What even is he?
Yeah, what does he do? Who is he? What school he gonna do? Why is he brave? Who named him that? I think he named himself that.
Did he go to higher education, and what was his major? What makes him qualified to run a particular ministry?
He loaned out enough money, he make the quota. You can't believe.
But okay, to answer the question,
Ooh.
in 20 years, I feel like that's enough time for like people to get sense, and we'll be a lot older, and more people with sense would be like in type to vote and stuff. And so I feel like a party or something without sense would come from in 20 years. So
also, most of the politicians would be dead. So
that's
true.
Yeah, that was gonna be the first thing I said. It's a shame. That's what probably will cause different progression.
Reset.
It's a shame that's what it has to come to.
I feel like in 20 years we could have a reset. So we'll be much. We won't change that much, but I feel like we'll put positive steps in the right direction so that our children and our children's children can actually survive. Even though that it looked like they just don't want to address climate change, and even though it's another topic, and the Bahamas is supposed to go under the water in like 103 years, but that's not.
You want to talk about that too?
No,
I mean that's probably a different topic. I think the Bahamas should go towards more socialist ideas, and like can't. I dare serious. Like you can't. My law. You can't fix the problems of capitalism with more capitalism. Like you can't do that. Like the reason our country like kind of ain't doing too well is because the independent wanted to focus on tourism, and he wanted to make this place a tax haven. He wanted to let capitalism trickle down, quote unquote, and feed the people. And look, it ain't working. So we can't just rely on capitalism to do this. We need to focus on utilitarian things, socialism, blah blah. Yeah,
I concur.
Damn.
Economic diversity, investment in different energy systems, and a different set of representatives are, I think, like some of the best ways that in 20 years down the line, if we're not underwater, the Bahamas could go in a better direction.
That's true. I get a category 8.
Anywho, that's been another episode of the Eastside Podcast channel. You feel me? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate all the love y'all be showing us or what's not. Comment in the comment section what y'all thinking or whatever. Let us know if we ignorant, if we don't know something. You feel me, dog? Because, we don't know everything. You feel me? And most of us don't even really live in the Bahamas presently. So, yeah, just let us know what's going on. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Eastside, dog. See what they saying?
Yeah. Only talking money moves, only focus on the bag. Talking money moves, only focus on the cash. Dog from the 242, I'ma represent my set.